Okay, raccoons. I'll tell you, I've been a wildlife biologist my whole life. I've tackled tons of animals all over the place. Raccoons put up the worst fight. I once had to get a raccoon out of a lady's house in a real nice area. It got into the bedroom. She locked it in the bedroom, called me, and she was a fellow faculty, so I did it. I opened that door. I had cleated gloves up to here and a hockey helmet on because I knew what I was in for. By the time I got there, 2 hours later, all the drapes were taken off the window. All this beautiful woodwork of this 1920 house was ripped. This bedspread was ripped. And I had to go hand to hand with the raccoon on the bed. I won the war. It won some battles, but I got it out. When I had my acreage, I had a 110-pound golden retriever. It brought back once a female coyote for me. I had to stitch it up twice as much when it brings back raccoons. Raccoons will kill your dog. Raccoons will kill your cat. Raccoons will kill your toddlers, if nothing else by disease. They have a higher prevalence of rabies in the eastern part of the United States than bats or anything. Here are ones with high instances are striped skunks, higher than bats. But they do carry rabies, and they carry a lot of diseases. Roundworm. They carry histo. So with them, you really don't want to pick up their droppings unless you protect it and you spray it down. When it comes to picking up the droppings of any animal, I don't care if it's a deer mouse, never sweep or vacuum. Any diseases like Hanta, which may be in deer mice droppings, when you sweep or vacuum, it aerosols that disease, and then you breathe it in. So whenever you're cleaning up the droppings, scat, or defecation of any mammal, you wet it down with a disinfectant. I don't care, bleach, Lysol, whatever you want to use, and you pick it up wet. Never sweep it, whether it's in your barn, in your shed. Spray it down, use sponges, and then discard all that. And protect yourself with a mask and hands. Hanta it has I think a 33% chance of mortality in people. You don't want Hanta, and that comes from deer mice. Those mice that get into your shed. And it comes from their droppings when you sweep them. So whenever you're taking care of any of those droppings, wet it. Sponge, mop, yeah. Okay, raccoons can be a problem. The biggest problem they have is they'll tear right into your attic. Raccoons are about ready to have their first litter. We say the 1st of March they have their first litter. And a lot of raccoons in Nebraska only have one litter. 4 to 6 babies, and they'll be with the mother all the way to the end of the summer. That's why they only usually have one litter. And they won't be on their own for 2 months. So they're stuck up in the attic. They will tear, they can shimmy up a downspout and do a lot of other things. The thing with them is live trap. If they're in your attic and you need to get out of your attic, you don't want to live trap the mother and have the baby stuck underneath there. And so that's till May. What you do is don't patch the hole, go up your attic, put a strobe light in your attic, put a radio up there at loud music all day long when they sleep. They have no lights around the outside of your house. The mother will actually move her babies out of your attic because she wants to sleep all day. It may take her a couple days to move the babies, but she will move them from your attic to another location. Then you can patch the holes and clean up the attic. If you're trapping raccoons into the trap, use marshmallows and hang it from the top. So you hang the marshmallow, because if you use cat food, you'll get half the cats. If you use tuna fish, you'll get half the cats. And if you use something else, you'll get a skunk. But raccoons are one of the only ones that love marshmallows. So you get a wire and hang it right where they see it. Don't put it down on a tray where they can put their hand in. You have it so they can see it. If they look in and it's hanging with a wire from the top right in the middle, a nice big marshmallow. You'll get them right away. Put a piece of burlap over it so they can't put their paw in and get the marshmallow from the sides, and they'll run in and get that marshmallow. Okay, I think we're out of time, right, Terry?
Yes, I have a couple more questions.
Okay.
Can you spell the disease from deer mice?
Okay, hantavirus. H-A-N-T-A.
And then we have a couple from the Slido group. Is the phosphum effective on pocket gophers?
What was the word? Is what it is?
Phosfume? Phosphum?
Phosphum is affected on pocket gophers, but it now has a new label. You can't use it within like 100 yards of a building because someone used it and killed a family in the basement. You need a restricted use license. It's very dangerous. It will work, but it also burns all the grass. So you're not ahead of the game.
With such high numbers and extensive runs, is it possible to eradicate pocket gophers?
Yes, you can eradicate pocket gophers in a large area by constant baiting. It may take you a whole season, but you keep up that baiting, that poison bait, you will get them.
And then wasn't there a brewery in Lincoln with a cave that had bats in it that were threatened?
Yes. 2 species were found by our scientists in the Robbers Canyon cave, and part of the cave is not allowed, it's for the bats, and the other part of the cave is for the brewery. There was a compromise between the owners of the property and the brewery and Fish and Wildlife. And so there's an entrance for the bats, and part of it for the bats and that are endangered, and part of it for the people.
And then can you repeat your website one more time?
Sure. wildlife.unl.edu.
That's it. That's all the questions I got.
You're welcome.